Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to everyone. How are you guys doing today? Yeah, so let's start with the pound against the US dollar as usual. So William, Larry, Ruben, Mladen, good morning guys, Zarabayat, Mr. Carlos, Cherry, Maria Julia, Rumen, Pablo, Mogiol, good morning guys and welcome to the live trading webinar. So we are on the weekly chart, pound against the US dollar, and as we see, the price yesterday broke below this area of support. Let's go to the daily chart and see what happened here. Price continuously made a lower low, and yesterday with the rates announcement in the UK market expected to see a little bit of a hike. However, if you have listened to the podcast, I mentioned that I have a concern that they're gonna raise the interest rates, and I was more I believe that they're gonna keep them unchanged because 3 members they were voting for rate unchanged, and that was a little bit of the battle. Okay, so if we check the 4-hour chart, let's zoom out a little bit to see the big picture. Here it's the new support now. There are a lot of room for the 4-hour support. I spot one here. These are the 2 lows on the 4-hour. If we go on the daily chart, here it's a support on the daily chart. Price still has about 100 pips to move, so we can utilize it on the lower time frames. What's the deal now with the 4-hour chart? You see guys that 4-hour chart makes it is in this kind of impulse move, and it doesn't give any swing trading, so we do expected the price to pull back a little bit. But if on the hourly time frame or on the lower time frames like 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart, if you guys want to trade this because you identified that today maybe it's going to be some weakness on the pound, you can, let's say, play some breakout strategies on these lower time frames. Let's say we enter here short with a stop loss above here and we go for 221, or we wait for the price to make a new low, and then on the retracement we try to enter and try to go for 221 or 321 ideally. So next one, euro against the US dollar, daily or weekly chart if you prefer. Here is support. That price is currently at the support. If the support will break, the next one, it's this one here, and it's a clear room of 100 pips for the price to move downwards. However, I do expect price to stall around this area of support today and to show some more push to the upside, and before it continues moving lower. Like you see here, price was unable to break through after this strong bearish engulfing combination with a rejection of these lower prices after the Fed announced their new rates for the month. And yesterday the price didn't make a new low, printed this doji candle at support towards the bottom of the Bollinger Band and with a rising RSI. So it's a strong indication that market maybe wants to move sideways for a little bit, if not break to the upside. So I'm pretty flat on this one. Australian dollar, US dollar, one of the weakest markets we could have traded the last weeks as well. It's the Australian dollar to the downside. On the weekly chart, as you guys see, it's this support we mentioned, but also there is this resistance here, all these areas of resistance. Then daily chart printed this. If we mark it like this, we see that the daily chart rejected these highs here right at the top of the upper Bollinger Band, and the price is trying to move to the downside. Okay, now on the lower time frames, if I wanted to trade this to the short side, I will be waiting for the price to make a new low from here and then to take a short trade like this. But for now, I'm still flat on this one. Pretty much same with the New Zealand against the US dollar. I would have stayed away of these charts, are very messy. USD JPY, bearish engulfing yesterday, but of course interest rates today early morning in Japan, they created the move, this all moved to the upside. Now if we check the weekly chart one more time, here it's a strong area of resistance and here it's a strong area of resistance. So I'm still waiting for the price to tap into this area before I will be looking to sell it. USD CHF, we mark this area of resistance here. As you guys see, the price penetrates decisively close above this area. Now is time of this area to be retested. It's so much of this impulse move, and really we want to see some kind of retracement. USD Canadian dollar, we have a break of structure. This close above these highs, make this low the new swing in the market, and this is the swing high. So price rejected this one yesterday. We do expect to see some continuation. Strong Canadian dollar, I can say. If we turn on the weekly chart and we see that a nice resistance, it's up here. Oh my god. So here is the resistance. Price bends between these moving averages. I would have say that there is an inside support, not that clear though, but again, no, I don't like that one because it's been penetrated quite a lot. Let's fix the FIP. So on the weekly chart, we still at the USD Canadian dollar. Price make this impulse move to the upside, rejected the 50% of the FIP, and now if this move gonna cause the price to create a new swing, we don't know. What we know for sure is that there is a new impulse move to the downside, and this could help us, this swing here could help us to understand where the price might stop. And if we measure this swing here from high to low, we can see expectations of the price to bounce before it continued dropping to the downside. Good morning to everyone that join us now. Welcome to the webinar, guys. Guys, just to double check, is the quality through Zoom okay? No technical issues today with the Zoom, right? Please confirm if you kindly want. Next one, pound against the JPY. Okay, great. pound against the JPY. And what can we see here? Weekly chart, the support here didn't quite reach, again, as we commented so far. This is very messy chart to trade. I'm interested to trade a break above this area, or actually that looks good. I'll keep that in mind. So this one here now, it gives us a bit of a clarity. So let's do some further analysis on the lower time frames. So here it's a daily support, broke to the downside. 4-hour chart. So we have this inside resistance now. If we want to see price rejection at this point here, right? If we use the fib tool from this high to this low, 61.8% aligns pretty much nicely close to this area here, this one here. So it's an area that we will be interested to see some price action reversal and short it. So I will keep an eye on the pound JPY really. Ruben asked, can you explain briefly how you determined an inside support? Yes, inside support or inside resistance. Now, when you see a price, let's find something that it's more clear, because this one it's not that clear. So imagine as we said, support and resistance, strong support and strong resistance are the swings in the market, right? What is a swing high? A swing high created by a price action that when it, let's say we have bullish price actions here, price makes higher highs. At some point, price makes higher highs, and the next candle makes lower high and lower low. So the 1, 2, 3 pattern that the high is higher than the previous high, and again the high is higher than the previous high on the right and on the left, that identifies as a swing, right? As a high swing, like this one here. So this high is higher than this high, and the same high is higher than this high. So this can be a swing, and it confirmed by a close below this low here. So this one here, it can be called as an inside, in this case support, if the price breaks above this high here. Now, and that's the first thing. We want to see a break above this high to consider as a valid inside support when the price comes back to retest this area here. Now, the criteria for this to be an inside support after the penetration is 2 candles on the left and 1 candle on the right. They don't interact directly with this swing. We want to, again, 2 candles on the left, 1 candle on the right. They cannot interact, penetrate this high here. So if after a decisive close to the upside, we have a return move back here, likely a reversal price action at this point, it can hold this support, and we call it as an inside support. Now, this one here cannot be identified as an inside resistance because it broke to the downside, because 2 candles on the left, yes, they are clear, but 1 candle on the right is not clear. It penetrates it. it interact with this one here. Ideally we would like to see two candles on the left as we have them, and one candle of the right to be above this low here. So a penetration from the next candle will be a valid penetration. But because I don't consider this as an inside resistance now, I consider this as a strong resistance created by this low, this low, this low, then interaction here, and immediately penetration and decisive close, and price moves so much away from this area. And there are multiple confluences like this resistance, as we mentioned, the 61.8 fib area, and it's going to be also the 20 period moving average based on this Bollinger Band. Okay, I hope it's clear. Yeah, guys, let's check quickly the news for this week, because we had 4 major banks announced interest rates. So on Thursday, you guys see that Canadian dollar reported inflation rate for the previous month, and it was much higher than expected, so that favor rally to the currency. Another major event, trade balance in Japan, much lower than expected, this one here, and the Japanese yen of course got weakened. Inflation rate in the UK forced the sterling to lose some of its value in the market. The Fed interest rate kept 5.5%, but the markets appreciate the US dollar. The pound yesterday stayed. The Bank of England left the interest rates in the UK unchanged, despite it was a forecast of 5.5. So when the actual deviates from the forecast, that's where we see strong moves, directional moves on the currency. Today, the Bank of Japan announced unchanged interest rates at 0.1%, and also inflation rate just not that major of move. And also retail sales in the UK, they dropped drastically. Sorry, they improved, but again, the actual based on the forecast was lower. Now, most of these events, guys, are lacking events, and they don't produce the move on the currency at the particular moment. We see what happened. One of the best major events to keep an eye on, if you want, is the interest rates, because that's what indicates a strength or weakness in the market, in the currency for the next weeks. Next one is the gold. Although I expected a rally on the gold, we marked this area of resistance here, we marked this area of support, price tapped into this area of resistance. We marked the highest area like here, but also the resistance at this point here that we didn't mark it on the chart, and we should have marked it. And the most recent low, it's this one. Therefore, let's put it here. Price a few days ago rejected this high point, rejected the upper band of the Bollinger Bands, and dropped below the 20 period moving average. But again, market here is flat, it's totally sideways, and price within a flat market, it's very random. So we better wait for some more confirmation in order to start looking for directional moves. Let's check the pound against the New Zealand, of course. Pound against the New Zealand. Yep, pound is dropping. And the weekly chart, multiple areas of support here, not clear which one is the most valid. Everything is very close. For, let's say we take this one here. On the daily chart, we have a strong move to the downside. For our chart, it's very bearish, this one, although we see that the RSI, the momentum indicator, is unable to get oversold, despite the fact that the price is moving lower and lower and lower. At some point we want to see some correction before price continues to the downside. I wouldn't be very keen to buy it. There are other markets like they have strength currencies like the US dollar, for example, and we can utilize that strength to sell the pound. But again, the KOE performs quite well, so nothing wrong to keep selling, but it's just really oversold. And on the lower time frames, I wouldn't go to sell the KOE, because especially this currency pair, pound New Zealand and euro New Zealand, the spread is so big. Imagine if you have 5 to 8 pips spread and you go on the 15-minute chart, for example, with a 20 pip stop loss to trade. It's a bit of unfair for retail traders. So let's check the Dow Jones 30. We said that we expect the price with the Nasdaq and the Dow as well to come right at the support. Price came because it was on a free fall, literally, and after the interest rates, of course, we expected the US dollar to get strengthened and the indices to get weakened. It's very in my opinion, it's very early to start looking for longs right here. We want to see, here it's our market structure on the 1 hour chart. We want to see either a double bottom with a strong bullish divergence and then we are off to buy, absolutely, or we want to see some kind of higher high and higher low and then we buy the dip. But now the move is over, as you guys see. Let's check the Nasdaq. Pretty much similar behavior on the weekly chart. Here it's the area of support. I believe Nasdaq has still some room to move to the downside, so I wouldn't be surprised for some more weakness on the Nasdaq. Now we see prices retracing. If as we explained many times, when there is a strong directional move, the correction is quite steep. It doesn't go that deep to do this kind of retest and before continues. So we can use the lower time frames like 1 hour chart for reversal price action or 15-minute chart, and once we identify the pattern with a divergence, bearish divergence, we can play the breakout strategies. Okay, that will be ideal. Pretty much same with the S&P 500, although S&P 500 broke below this support, but we need to see the price to stay for the next 2 days below the support. So in my opinion, Nasdaq is more clear for short positions today. 3 minutes for the London Open. Yes, thank you so much, Ruben. So let's check the DAX daily chart. Price at support. So guys, you can, this one here, this one here cannot be used as an inside resistance for the price to come and retest, because we have on the left, we want to see clear, we don't want to see interaction, penetration with this low, 2 candles on the left and 1 candle on the right, and we have this here. But this one here can be used as an inside resistance, because 2 candles on the left, 1, 2, and 1 candle on the right, they don't penetrate this low. So we can use this as a possible resistance for the price here. Let's check the 4-hour chart. Here is the high of the 4-hour chart. Although it's in a downtrend, although it's a strong selling market, this one, we would we can expect to see a push to the upside, to be honest. So I will place a buy stop order here. Buy stop order above this area of above this candle high. Now for a sell stop order, it becomes a bit tricky, although the market really can push lower. With this strong price action here, honestly, the only thing we can do is to go short live, to just sell it on spot if we want to sell. I will be really looking to sell somewhere up. Oh, sorry guys. So London is about to open now. It will be great to go for short positions here, guys, because the price is and the market is moving lower. But where are we gonna enter and where our stop loss will be? You see, it's just melting. It already gives 25 points. We were unable to, unless you entered live, otherwise it was impossible to take this trade, unfortunately. You see, that was the hourly time frame. Price within 10 seconds it moved 30 points and it gave the all move expected to give. That was 20. Yeah, that's unfortunately that's what happens a lot in the market. So I cancel the buy stop order. So it's this kind of moments that unless you guys press the sell button right here, I didn't manage to do that. So yep, but it's good, you know, every single time we trade, we identified things about either the market or about ourselves. How do we think? How do we act or react? And what can we learn? Every time you ask yourself, what can I learn from this market behavior or from this trading day? Okay, now one important lesson to take away: at support, we don't rush to buy the support, because the price, if there is no strong evidence from a price action or the momentum indicators that this market may be reverses, we better don't try to pick the bottoms and sell the tops, because the trends, in order to be continued, they must break and move far beyond the support and far above the resistance. Okay, I think that's a good lesson for today. Guys, I think that's all from me for this live trading session. I don't see any questions coming in. I would like to wish to everyone to have a fantastic day ahead. Thank you so much for being around, and I definitely